Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of our podcast. It's your girl Taku. Today we have special guest, a basketball player and a musician. Tashinga, aka King 34, is a famous basketball player in Zimbabwe, recognized at a local level and international level. And also, we have Cooldah.Hosted, aka your boy Cooldah, who is an upcoming musician in the music industry. His music mainly focuses on storytelling. Our special guest will be focusing on the theme that reads, You and Your Passion. Ladies and gentlemen, lay back and relax and stay tuned for what they have to say.
Niggas always mess with me, but that shit ain't really controversial. I'm an average rapper, no I didn't come for competition. Temptations I avoid, but they think it's lack of exposure. Big steppers on my way, but that don't matter, I will kill them. Niggas always mess with me, but that shit ain't really controversial. I'm an average rapper, no I didn't come for competition. Temptations I avoid, but they think it's lack of exposure. Big steppers on my way, but that don't matter, I will kill them. I came to contradict the most niggas use contraception. The last time I paid a visit, she was the one begging for more. Flexing with the niggas when we know we're on the low. I used to eat my words, but now I just masticate them. Mess up with my gang, then you know you're in a problem. I had to give up when I realized that they're selling souls. Let bygones be bygones instead of enemies, let's be friends. Hustling from morning to sundown, trying to make ends meet. I'm new to the game, so I just feel like I'm...
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Dande podcast. And I'm Alex, your host and founder of the Dande podcast. And today I'm so happy to be joining you because I will be joined by two ambitious gentlemen who are going to tell us about their stories in their different professional skills. And it's so good to have these people around because they will inspire us, they will give us their true stories, and they will be able to give us motivation to pursue our dreams. So, gentlemen, welcome to the Dande podcast.
Yo, how's it, Alex? You good, man?
I'm so good.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that you're here, guys.
How so?
No, boys, yeah. So no, it's something which is good.
Yeah.
No, I'm even like, I'm feeling small in the room.
My. Yo, Tora, this is your mastermind, nigga. We should be feeling small in the room.
Yo, is that so?
That's the case. This whole project, it's a good thing you're working on.
Thank you, my guy.
It's a journey, and it's a journey.
It's a journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. So, would you mind to introduce yourself, guys? I want to give you the honor to introduce yourselves. Maybe you want to shine, maybe you want to brag or whatever. Feel free, man.
There isn't much of an introduction I could do, but my name is Tashinga Chimba, better known as King. I'm a basketball player by profession, a student as well, and a hustler by ambition. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, hustler by ambition.
By ambition.
Interesting. So are you making big deals in the streets?
I'm trying to put my name out there. Trying to just be the broker in almost any situation, but you know it goes. Yeah.
You should hustle hard because I want you to buy an aqua.
Aqua. Maybe after this podcast, no one will go Juma Aqua.
That would be good, man. Okay, how about you?
Yeah, my name is Cooldah.Hosted. I go by the stage name Boy Cooldah.
Boy Cooldah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm an artist. I'm
artist.
getting into the rapper, but I'm an artist to go emphasis.
Okay.
And also, I'm a photographer.
Alright.
I'm a student at the University of Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you operate on a level of different things.
Yeah. Art.
Yeah.
It's art. Diversify.
Yeah, that's good. Because in the times we are living on, we should not focus on one thing.
One thing no kwara.
Because we have a hustler here, the student, and also, don't you have something which you are working on? Like, say it yourself. What did you do?
What do I do?
Yes.
In front of cameras, you'll get me arrested, man. No, I'm just messing with you. So, I have a supply chain that brings in gadgets, mostly anything electronic and accessories.
Okay.
Ex-UK, ex-US, ex-China, depending on where the cheaper market is. And then, you know, I'm also doing the side project. It's actually an interesting thing combined with sport. It's called Basketball Against Drugs. So it's another thing which I'm also trying to work and uplift, because it's now a war against drugs with everything. Yeah, so that alongside the hustle and the sport, that pretty much consumes most of my time.
Okay.
So in terms of side projects, those are my 2 side projects.
Okay, I did, what can I say, big on check on you guys, the 2 of you. And I realized that you, Boy Cooldah, you are a rapper.
Yeah.
You are a singer and vocalist.
Yeah.
And that is very good.
Yeah.
And I'm very sure you're facing competition in the industry.
Yeah. Big competition.
Yes. And then you, my guy, I don't know if you want to be humble or something, but you're a basketballer. You were doing moves out there, right?
Yeah, I'm trying.
So why did you tell the audience?
It's when you're trying to make moves, at times you never know what can happen. But yes, I am a basketball player by profession.
Okay.
I've played on some pretty interesting. I've been fortunate enough to play on some pretty big stages, like the Elite 16, the Road to BAL, even our own national league and everything. So it's been it's been an interesting.
Big.
National level.
Elephant in the room, Baba.
It's been an interesting journey. I'm actually grateful to have the opportunity to play on such stages, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I believe that the 2 of you have made some achievements, and you were somewhere before you were here, right? You've reached new stages, new levels, and I'm very sure that your stories are different from where you are coming from. Yeah, I'm sure that you've met challenges, you've met obstacles along the way. And sometimes I'm very sure that you're like, can I still continue doing this, or should I quit? I'm very sure you had those moments, but here we are. You are continuing on the journeys.
Yeah.
So I'm very sure that these issues, like these challenges, are different, but they're unique in some way, and the same for you in some way. Like like you're still continuing and doing stuff. Doing something which is like the common between the 2 of you. So, who wants to share their first side of the story, what their journey?
Yeah, I think Rigan Butara yangu.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I grew up in Mtari. So you know kuti ukabva kwa Mtari kuya kwa Harare uchitadza kuimba waso vane vakaipa because hip hop tichitarisa hip hop unotoona kuti chizezuru chichirowa saka ukatoimba nechiwaso pakati kuipira saka unongochitonga wabva uko kwa Mtari neart yako ungaoda kuita zvimwe zvinhu muHarare. Saka ndo mamwe machallenges atinosangana nawo, and also nyaya dzemari because you find kuti studio inoda kubhadhara, video inoda kubhadhara, zvese mabhitsi anotengwa, everything. So it's a challenge food. Yeah, but I managed to perform pama stages andikaenda na Holy 10.
Wow.
I shared the same stage na Holy 10, Saint Flow.
Wow.
Yeah, Burger.
Yeah. Those are big names.
Big names, but yeah. But it's a journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish you the best.
Now
what about you, Tashinga?
Just like what Boy Cooldah faced. If you're an outside person, I'm from around there on. So when you're coming to Harare, especially in basketball, Harare is all about names. Their names, not ones, they are these people, that people, which credit to them in their own right, but you know, it takes time for a coach to trust you if you're an outside player.
Okay.
So one goes a relationship, but if you just come and then you show them what you can do, I'm pretty sure everything will be good. But then the first stages, those are the stages that no one talks about. You know, they are very tough. You be like, is it really worth it? What am I even doing and everything? But then as time goes on and you build, you get to realize that this is also part of the journey. We'll make a great story someday. And if you are fortunate enough to tell it like I'm doing, then you'll be good.
Okay, so there's self-doubt along the way.
Yeah, at times, like you fight a lot of things. Self-doubt, indiscipline. You know, you get to, as an artist or a player, you get to there's a lot of obstacles in your journey.
Okay.
Like not everyone in that journey will be for you. And not the ingenuity that people comes with. You know, people come try to take advantage of the situation and everything. So you need to be laser focused on what you're doing. So you get to face a lot of stuff. The challenges are hectic. So the self-doubt is like one of the many things you get to face. It's tough.
And I'm very sure that you have to like train your mind to be uptight up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because unoona chi Alex kana uri basketball player and kana kuti musician vanhu vanotokona kana sahumanizer that kind of thing yekuti unotooneka kuti no maybe ndomadrugs
is a player,
he's always in the bar, clubs, clubbing and stuff, but no. Ndopa panoshanda discipline.
Okay. Okay. How have you guys been able to deal with the issue of criticism? Because I'm very sure that some people don't believe in you, and some people may take your positive work and throw it under the bed, or some people just like tell you bad stuff to your face or something. How have you been able to deal with criticism along your way?
Inini hangu I believe kuti munhu wese anditi dai Mwari aida kuti tigadzire takafanana tese angadai agadzira marobots, right? But unoona akati ngatigadzire Alex, ngatigadzire Tashinga. Une something chiri unique pauri papo. You find kuti inini I'm in med school anditi hakuna munhu anoona med school anoimba.
Okay.
I think panapa pani anonzi Jack Miles akaimba na Holy 10 manje.
Alright.
Yeah, I think he's first year student. But unoona kuti ku med school hautomboona vanhu vanoimba. Right. Saka izvozvo ndozvinokuita kuti uite unique kudarika vamwe vanhu vese. Saka inini hangu criticism andimbonyanyoiteerera wese.
Okay.
Because ndopana identity yangu ipapo.
Saka utombo in the comment section uchida kuona kuti zvikunzi chi.
Comment section ndirimo mudara. Ndistoiona mudara. Waitodza azemba sa Holy 10 find your style anything unoziva ukatongoimba hip hop wakutongotaura ma big names.
Okay.
Iwo unongochitry kuita yauri kuita criticize wasu no. Yes, yeah, but criticism atinyanyi kuiteerera zve.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's very good. Okay, getting back to Tashinga, you spoke about having like how can I say, people will be taken against you, right? So from where you began, like you have people like your friends, the support system, and your parents. Have they been so helpful in your journey, or they've been like, no, you need to focus on the books?
No. Let me be honest with you and clear this matter. For anyone out there who's listening, the people that are meant to be for you, those are the people that are for you. It's cliche, but it's the truth.
Okay.
Because the people, for me personally, my parents, they are super supportive. Okay. My entire family is supportive and everything. You can see it in my aunts at the games and everything. They are there just to make sure, no matter where I'm playing. We had Mazusa's last time with Belvedere, my aunt was there. We even played Cool Sunrise. She was also there. And then with the tour in South Africa, my other aunts were there. So it's kinda empowering when you see that the people who are meant to be for you will always be there. Obviously, there are people who are like, I'm there. Sport in Zimbabwe. At the same time, you have to realize that once you start something, it's not always about trying to make a living out of it.
Okay.
A passion, it's now a passion, a hobby, something which you are doing because it's something which you are used to.
Yeah.
And the people that are coming will be like, everyone has always something to say. The critics are there and everything, but at the end of the day, you have to realize that if you are doing this for you and for yourself, then the critics will always be there. Everyone has something to say. If you do this, we'll be like, you can't do this, it's in Zimbabwe. And then you stop and be like, if you didn't stop, you'd have done something else. They'll be like, you need to make your decision. So at the end of the day, it's just you pushing you and the people for you supporting you. That's all you need. Otherwise, the critics they are always there, no matter where you go.
Even by my friends here, my friends, you know, Jesus had 12 disciples. But pani a certain time yoti kana kwenda ma prayers mugomo aenda ne 4.
Right.
Because he said havana kakadhati kanichida pakunamata paitosvika kana time yekuti anogona kutomboenda ega kuzange izoita napita anonga kurara zvinozoita kuti ndirarewo saka unozongoona kuti apa pacho unofamba naunofamba kana munhu achitongokusapotawo ipapo apo bobo ngatidayo so chichichiso zvichitofamba so
as long as you're audible, you'll be good. That's all you need.
And I can tell with your words of advice are really coming from experiences. And we're really sure about what you're saying. I'm seeing that. But coming back to your boy Cooldah, I'm very sure that the music industry is like associated with the drugs, with what can I say? Let's say like it's too fancy, it's a yellow, which is sometimes some parents or some what people find disgusting to some extent, because my music videos and let's say hip hop is something which is like really go. So you are much better than like your career in the music industry. I want to because I remember like Wellington at one time I saw an interview. He said that Madam Director put it, Zinema speaker. Like in Moromo, which could be like but later they believed in him, right? So I'm very sure that like music in Zimbabwe is something which is not regarded, something which is paying. And sometimes it takes you away from the main things you'll be focusing on. So how have you been able to focus on or to convince your parents to support you?
Okay, tuti ndakatanga kuita zvekunyora music. I think that was form 2 or something and kuwedza kusitakurira pawedza. So inini ndaingomirira time yekuti ndizoenda university. Then ndatanga kuita serious zvekutopinda mustudio. So ndakatanga I think last year July. Pandakatanga. But kutanga kwangu hapana izviziva padeni. Ndichitongozviita tiri kunoka ndatodzokera padeni hapana utongobudisa mari zao dzichichi because you find kuti ndikatanga kuita music ande ndikafoira vanoti no music iya saka ndakambonyarara kondarowa hangu ndikasurvive masemester ndakasurvive mari zao dzisatoripo kondazongotanga kuzobuda manje kuti ayo no music todai. I still remember this one time mumzi wangu pakatanga kuzviziva kuti ndinoimba wangotori mushikashika uchitoenda kubasa kubvanza song yemukomana ichirira saka waingoziva kuti aiwa boy Cooldah ndikuda because kubva kare taingodzi boy Cooldah ndipo wazoya chindibvunza kuti no iyo unoimba kayo ndanzwa song yako ndazongoti ndoimba manzi achimbondinzwisawo kwandatoisa speaker unoziva kuti inini music yandinoimba handingati inonyadzisa it's all about social commentary zvinhu zvirongoitika saka music itoripo zvodoti vanhu vakuru vanoitirira.
So I want to ask you an interesting question for the two of you. Who inspired you guys to do what you do? You're into basketball. You are also a hustler. Maybe unless you're a hustler because you watched a lot of power series. I don't know if you feel like started rapping because you like the hip hop in the States or in Zimbabwe. Who inspired you guys?
Ini ndoti inspiration yangu yakabva kuna tu Oliver Mtukudzi.
Okay.
But unogona kuona kuti genre yaimba neyandoimba zvakasiyana.
It's totally different.
But inyaya yekuti time yataava vanhu vanenge vanoteerera hip hop. So you find kuti ndoisa message pamabeats emotional rap ipapo tichitaurana tichitotsiura the girl child tichitaurana zvelife.
Yeah, I saw your last project, your video project.
The video mwanasikana.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tierere zvake but kutsura still.
Tichingotsura.
Let's check out that song. I'll post it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
As for me, my biggest inspiration was my father.
Okay.
Because he used to play basketball as well, so kind of became that thing where we'll be like, then if you played, it feels like there's nothing else to play but basketball. You know, it's not that kind of exposure and everything. Like soccer is never watched in my family. So I said knowing to soccer was a big deal when I'm at school and everything, because we're not like soccer affiliated and like that. Also it's about basketball, so that's the sport I grew up knowing. And then after that, it just became a part of who I am. Just started playing everything.
But I think it fits with you because you're tall. You're very tall.
I was unfortunate enough to be tall. So that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. So going there now.
But what I find interesting is that you spoke about your dad being an inspirator. Or featuring this age, people want to look outside like, no, maybe Drake is my inspirator, maybe this person was my inspirator. Gender, I was expecting to say Kobe was my inspirator, Michael Jordan was my inspirator, but your father is actually an inspirator.
The Kobe's and the Michael Jordans, those guys are like the pioneers of what basketball is. I won't discredit that. But for one, those guys were before my time. They were before my time, and Michael Jordan and that Michael Jordan and two, I never had the chance to look outside when I was young.
Okay.
Yeah, because yes, we were basketball affiliated, watched games and everything, but the thing was, as a firstborn son, like, what is Dad doing? Yeah, then you'd see the accolades, you'd hear the stories, you'd see the practice gear and everything. So the first person I actually ever looked at before I started looking outside was my father. So he became my source of inspiration.
That's really because most of the days Kashoma was also my youth when I'm big. And I think it's very cool if your son looks up to you and be like, me, I'm your
that's the whole thing.
That's dope, man. So tell me guys, how do you handle your professional lives? Like you're on the rise. For example, I'm sure that you one day want to play in the big leagues of NBA, and I'm sure you want to sing along Wellington and other big artists out there. So that pressure and so on, I'm sure that it comes with the mental stress, sometimes pressure, depression and stuff. How do you manage that? Because another thing, people out there got expectations, like your friends and family, your fans got expectations of you. How do you manage that?
Inini ndifamba ne-theme inonzi Temba Nemanizi. We had a mixtape with my guy anonzi Take. It was a joint project, back to back EP on Temba Nemanizi. The term Temba Nemanizi is Temba Nemunamato, Tongonamata. Kana tungori panguva yakaoma totongozvisira naMwari nguva yacho. Find kuti even mukilasi chaimu munhu asingakunzwisise anogona kuti this guy anongasiri serious, this guy anonganokoshesa music stereo, but maya ndopatachitaura zviya zveidentity ndopandakatosiyana nevamwe ipapo. So I have to work overtime. Kana uye chiverenga 2 hours ndakuverenga 4 hours uko ndichita music futi zvichitofamba zvese because zvinofana kufamba zvese zvikaramba kuzvinoita zvikaramba uku toita uku futi.
What about you? Tell us how you balance the state of mind and being with all your work.
But in all seriousness, how you handle things typically don't require disciplinary achitaura. Because discipline, people think kuti ukati wakudai so haufani uzobatwa chita musikanzwana. You can do whatever you want, that's the thing. But discipline discipline just should remind yourself kuti I have school, I have sport and I have work. So if I need to prioritize those three, and obviously you can have extracurricular after nichi, that's all fine. You need to refresh, to do whatever you want to do if you feel like it's necessary. But at the end of the day, discipline kicks in, but you realize kuti if I stray even just a little bit, is it worth it? Are the results something I can be proud of? And let's say I do stray and then I do something that is spiraled out of control. If it gets out, how does that affect me? How does that affect my profession? The people around me? What changes in that situation? So I think that's what you need to understand as a person who's trying to balance everything. Am I allowed to stray? The risk, is it greater than the reward and all that? You see, you need to balance yourself to make sure that you're in check. What do I have to lose as compared to the next person? What do I have to lose? and what you've built so far, is it worth risking it for like 5 seconds of pleasure or whatever? As you make a sense. It's like that's the thing that kind of keeps me in check. But maybe I could do this, but then at the end of the day, is it something I can live with myself? If you're doing something you can't live with yourself after, then there's no point in doing that thing.
Okay. Yeah, plus we should professional fields, you should care about your reputation. You can't sacrifice like your reputation for just like Jumbo Fara in 2 minutes. Because building is hard, but very
easy.
That's true.
Very easy.
Even in any field, reputation is key. Whether it's something you agree with or not, but the way that the people you want to work with, the way they view you, the way they see you, kind of determines the plans they might have now. That's the truth. That's the truth. Unotsvaga malinks. Iyo wangoyone attitude ice boy. Sure unomthuma untenga ice. Ashitobatsira wantokutuma untenga ice. Saka do something you'd rather be the one to tuma more. That's the difference. But if I sacrifice now, what can I gain later? It's a very true thing. You're not king. You only live like once. You're only young once and everything. But I'm only young and I want to live with myself to get old. I did everything I could, rather than ruin everything in like 10 seconds. That should make sense.
Plus, in nangu personally, and I believe on the gift and now. Gift ndeyekuti chese chandaita chinofanira kutobudirira tikatonzidza kutota music unofanira kutobudirira tikazidza kutotanga kutamba soka izvo mashooters totopinda totanga kutopedza bhora saka chinhu chese chofanira kudini chofanira kupera chawatanga chipedzi.
And that's very good because if you believe in yourself like what you are saying right now, you'll figure it out. Because what I believe I can notice people can motivate you or inspire you to some extent, but because they got things to do. But you, as a person, should have like a personal motivation for yourself because you got yourself.
Plus, one could believe or be. Uchitanga dayo so apana nokubelieve but panozoti zvakumeka sense chichi manumbers mari yakuita mota bo wakuzitengera wega unozozviona kuti wana ntoda kutolinga onini ka.
And even if uri wega ukatokuona situation yako, you need to take a good look at yourself kuti izvezvi achoti right now it's school pakashata because the people are shielded. Wabadera fees wabadera raise, you're no longer at home. NC. Even if ukata pakaipa uchaenda kuDaxon nje. Ukaguita uchafuma. Ndo panokanganisa vanhu vapo wakutobuda amatonakirwa neboys apa smart nechichi. Everything is flowing, everything is in motion. Reality sets in for most the moment they walk out those doors vakuenda kumba.
Come on, focus.
No, asibanya inyangoti ozwachi inyango ndozvikutongoitika. You don't need any motivation to hustle. You don't need any motivator. Any motivator kuti I like to hustle because can't Andrew Tate says this and that. No. There's a reason why I'm listening to Andrew Tate. Why is it? You look at the situations around you. You don't not if Zimbabwe doesn't force you to hustle, wake a simple mega.
It's a plan. Okay, is it true that artists, like you grind hard, like you spend like nice mic, so and they have many projects like 200 songs, like that? Is it true?
Yeah, masong akatwanda. What I say nini this type of my files I think in about 17 unreleased tracks. 17.
Okay.
But atingobudise ngoti tatobudisa. Funa ngori strategy. Right. Because for as of now understand that big zoti ndingabudisa album or anything.
So it's strategy.
Nechingobudisa mbijana.
Okay.
Like andikona inini izvo zvine ndine pressure my books and so in the studio. But then ndikati kare maybe after a month tobudisa song, after a month tobudisa song. Kuti sabva zvaita ngawapera imwe.
Consistency.
Plus music futi it's all about speaking nevanhu. Saka unoona mamwe circumstances atichisangana nawo. I have to write this. kufanira kunyora malyrics acho saka totogara tiri nemasongs anenge ari mumwe tiri nemasong akawanda anenge akanyorwa manozi that's how we work.
Okay. So Roman muri kushanda but mgano unosvika I show you that we're going to win one day.
Hopefully.
Okay. So sevanhu obviously matobuilda reputation yamatopisa somehow my ladies are square.
Ndozotataura kazvezve kuti vanhu vandofungidzira kuti ukatotamba basketball
wasikawaiziya unoziva chii vangosvitokuona watorwa kiti yanzi king apa ukaremba futi vanzi atotembeke waiziya apa haustomboita izvozvo watofokasa zvako ufamba uchiisa maearphones etamba aya futi
but seriously though hapana here kana unoti kamisisa and mune criteria here kana makutsvaga kamisisa.
No, I think munhu unofanira kungoziva the reason why you are dating and unofanira kungoziva it's not about kuti anzi ndini nebhebhi riri kupisa chichiziva kuti ukuda kudananira naye munhu and izvo zvinokupa kuti uite stable mentality. You find kuti kana uti une heartbreak kana kuti une musikana ari abusive ari kunetsa chichi haunyatso kuperforma zvavanofanira kunga uchitoita saka unofanira kuzongoitawo one munhu wanokakula naye usingabiridzire.
Saka muna here baba?
Hai ariko
nekutimozite
zita pambira
tarora
maopsanzotora
maopsan
but he makes a pretty good point because at the end of the day in a matter of choosing and showadi pachifesika kuti if you are trying to make a name for yourself like we are doing anditi the balance between professionalism, sport, or art, music, then school and everything, you tend to realize that your success comes depending on where you put your energy.
Alright.
Yeah, that's what I believe also on a personal perspective. Where you put your energy is where you get your results.
Yeah.
Because I play ball, now I can get like 2, 3, 4 girls. If you put energy, you can get your 2, 3, 4 girls. It'll be fun. As let's say, but then somewhere, somehow, something else suffers. It could be your training schedule, your practice, or your time to write music, nishi, and then things start to fall off balance. Because at the end of the day, listen, if let's say you do get your 4 girls, and then they are each praying for your relationship and against other enemies, the other 3 girls are the enemies. How far? Because people do pray for the things they want. If they are putting energy in that prayer of you and the relationship and do agree to something else, you tend to realize that things begin to suffer.
Come on.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Okay.
So where you push your energy in is where the results come on. So it's always wise if you're trying to do something, if you feel like you need a relationship, and if you do get into a relationship, get the girl that doesn't stress you. Get the girl that motivates and pushes.
I'm talking about the same girls here because the last time I checked, I think I was kind of stressed out.
That's the thing is you are made to go fish up which I say go stress out. It depends on what you go for. It depends on what
actually
you go
good earnings out there. He's
a taken man. Saga anana show. Saga ramba banana. Take people watching you. Take people watching you. But yeah, for what it's worth, I think you can find yourself a good partner. Why is it? But the thing is, if you are willing to also be a good partner, that's where that's
a two-way street.
Yeah, it's a two-way thing. Let it be reciprocal. Otherwise,
point rataurwa nemukomana zvinhu zvese zvodongonamatiwa because ndakambona kuti vamwe zera rakaita vanoti ndanamatira relationship here kana kuita sei prayer is the way dongonamatira
hakuna cheat code hakuna.
Plus it would be good to celebrate achievements when you stand over. What's to celebrate? Say mubudira one stand aruno no
training yacho basketball kana uine vasikana 4 uchaikata for a time uchaenda uku uchaenda uku uchamona nguva yakati uchada Streets.
What about
How does this stream?
about to focus.
Yeah.
Anyway, so tell me about your highest moments of achievements in your career as a professional.
Inama ndingati handisati ndasvika chaipo
Serious?
handisati ndasvika papiki.
So naona kana victory milestones unoti ndambodai panapa.
I think ndakambobudawo pana TV once.
Oyo.
Tichiperforma. Tichiperforma, yeah. I think yeah. Do pandinoti apa zvazvakuita.
It means that getting recognized this progress.
Yeah, my numbers are kuita. But tichasvika iri patinoti tisvike. Kana tasvika tichataura time Alex. Zvinhu zviya zvataitaura izvi.
Unotosvika kupiko manje.
Muchaona.
Zvekubika.
Tingomira.
I've had a lot of big stages that I'm grateful for. Last year, we hit 16 and the road to BAL in Botswana and then South Africa respectively. So played our games there. We faced Botswana, but then obviously we met like bigger players, South Africa, of course. The stage gets bigger the more you progress, but I actually check that as my biggest stage so far. Because just like this situation, they did an interview on me as like the youngest player there, getting the most crucial minutes and everything, putting in an impact in the change, paving way for the others, no players and everything. So
that's very good.
Yeah, it was a big moment for me, and I'm very grateful that I got the attention of such people, like the whole FIBA people. They're like, he deserves sport in the next lot on what we are interviewing, on what the impact of basketball is doing to the young people. So it was a pretty big stage for me. That among many other national league stages. In order to progress to go to the Elite 16, we actually had a great national league at City Sports.
Wow.
Yeah, the final was against Arcadia Bucks. It was a great game. Your boy came up in clutch. The last 2 points were mine, which made us win to proceed. So I'm always grateful that I get the opportunity to play on such stages.
That's very
because
good.
It's big. Yeah.
I spoke it like tutenda mara.
It's mkomana
I can see with you guys the way you are giving your thoughts, your advices. It shows that you are you're educated. So, are you going for lectures already? Or lectures and stuff?
As for me, every lecture and dream to make a shot like I said, can only moon and letters in series you have to wait 2 times more. The night stars as well, you can only cheering at 2 hours, about 2 and 4. Because your time you are gara.
Yes.
Saka antobatika kwese torimo mudara imomo vandichitonoti mukomana torimo autonyora manotsi.
For me personally, I think the best thing that has happened to me so far is that the current club I play for are called JBC. They have a school-focused or oriented program whereby they even do the annual checkups. You go to a consultation, how is school and everything. So they thrive on life after basketball. So they encourage choro. This week I have exams. I would note that week I have no training, and if there are games, I get lesser minutes because I didn't come to training, but they want me to be at school. So they create an environment whereby it's safe. To make a short, is everything okay? From the fees to to even come and you have everything proper to make sure you're okay. They try to push for their best. So in almost every lecture, and even if when hustling, what you gonna do? You know what? I'll see you after my lecture. To sangana somewhere after school, because at the end of the day, there needs to be a balance between the two, and how to balance that is the display if you focus on something else, sure, man, don't matter what the other say, so balancing that for me is easy. Because nature was what it's sport, school, and work. I'm just focused on those, and then sort everything can be properly done and dealt with. Fortunately, my lectures for in arts, I'm gonna have 2 hours, maybe 3 at most. That was for kids. So that means I can give 3 hours of my day to school. And then I'll go to work, and then those later practice, and then I go through the day later at night.
Okay.
That's
So bana strategy, bana tactic, bana schedule, everything is very organized. So it means that like you have to be organized in how you do your things. That's what haphazardly. That's very good. And I think education is very good. Like it's also that job on focus on school, and it's one of the foundations of our well-being for tomorrow. It's like parents for tomorrow. And I think at the same time you have to pursue other things like he has a schedule, like he has practice, he has sporting events, you boycott recording sessions, and I'm very sure you have time when you'll be writing your raps and your lyrics and stuff, but at the same time giving time to school, right? And that's very good because schedule be organized as a person. Or some will teach you one like it's just perfect production. In Canada academics it's okay, but do something else. It's my skills as a person. And that's very good. So guys, what do you have to say, like your final words to the audience? As a basketballer, as a hustler, as a student, as a person, as an artist, as a student, as a person, what do you have to say to the audience?
Inini zvandokwanisa kuudza maviewers ndezvekuti life is an individual project. Usatarise kuti ningi ari kuti chi ndizvauri kuita, just do you. Ramba wakadzvanya zvinoita zvinoita
Keep pushing. Yeah, that's very good. Because even me, to be honest, guys, on this to make the podcast, like giving you consistency on the podcast, I also face challenges. But I also tell myself that we have to keep on pushing, because we never know when we might hit the big moment. When you quit, you might be closer. I think a lot of people give up when they're closer to something, to their good mind. But I think if you quit,
and the sango rinopawa net.
I am not a good singer.
Unoya maseshes.
Okay, what about you?
Initially, there's nothing else we can add on the matter. Why is it? We all have different problems, not different fields of expertise and professions. So initially, if you just stick to what you do best, even if it seems like it's against what most people would say, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that. All you have to do is do something that makes sense to you. Because even if we end up sport, we end up photograph, we end up there are a lot of things that will save you outside of school. Because obviously my African parents, but if you find something you're passionate about, the best you can do is pursue it. Because you can be 80 years later saying, I wish I had done that. Maybe things have been different. Because those kind of regrets will eat you up straight. So basically, Boyhood and I being here doesn't mean maybe we know or do better than any of the viewers. It's just that we've got the opportunity to express what we do and tell you how we do it. So just a matter of encouraging the next person. But when I talk about it as something which I'm doing, but maybe if at a better level, I don't have better connections, that's very possible. And that's like good for them, because that kind of person is what we want to build out of every student here. So that's the thing.
Yeah, So I think I forgot to ask the important question for our viewers. Like, what do you have to say to a fellow artist who's trying to find their ground, who's trying to rise? What do you have to say to them?
Ine yangu I think kana ari ku high school izvo ngamboramba ichiita zvechikoro. You find kuti ukauya pauniversity and there are a lot of people. Vamwe wabva kuBulawayo, wabva kupi. Ukatanga kuexpressa art yako ipapapo unoattracta vanhu vakawanda. Kana iri message ibigger market. Kana iri message inokwanisa kusvika kuvanhu vakawanda.
Okay.
Yeah. Because panapa haitori nyika.
Haitori nyika. Like Uruguay high school is centralized. Uri panzvimbo 1. Okay. Panapa unoona vanhu vakawanda. Okay. And you to a fellow basketballer who's trying to I watched the movie Hustle. Yeah, I saw the hardships which were facing there.
It's tough. So to anyone who might be listening in and wants to try the whole basketball thing, I have 2 things to tell you. The first one is you can guard me urumana zvako. Ndokuchika zvake. No, I'm just joking. The other thing is that there are conditions which you face, be it even from training, injuries, and everything. The good thing which you need to do is, at times you need to take a step back and reevaluate where you are and what you want to do. The moment you do that, you then decide how you want to do it. Because it's one thing to say, I just want to play basketball and hope for the best. So if you have a solid plan, could say, I want to try it this way. Maybe try this club, maybe research to this place and this whatever. Get your footage, get your schedule, do your thing, and then you do things with a plan. Like a detailed plan, some scheduling, some everything. Writing down step 1, step 2, daily affirmations and all that. That's what you need to make sure that you progress. Because doing things haphazard without a plan that's one way to insanity. Because hauna a strategy, hauna a focal point. So if you do everything planned and detailed, you yield better results. That's the whole thing.
Word. Yeah. Akadzidza mukoma.
Ma-arts
ma-arts one serious.
Vakuziva zvinhu zvavo.
Okay, thank you guys for coming here.
Thanks for having us.
I really appreciate for being here. For sticking with the audience, for sticking with me, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Thank you for having us.
That's really good. So guys, that was me, Alex, and that was what we had for you today. We're talking about how best can you follow dreams and whatever you decide. And so please guys, do subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and catch me next time on the podcast with Alex.